I lost my phone that day. It was past 11 o'clock at night when I got off work. The bus had stopped and there was no phone to call a taxi. I had to call a taxi. I walked to the taxi station and found that several people were waiting there. It just so happened that a black Mendy drove over. Usually, these black Mendy of LAC are cheaper than car rentals. The key is that there is a vacancy so I don't have to wait. I've been working overtime and I'm tired. I really don't want to wait anymore. So I got on that Mendy. There was a boy sitting on the passenger seat. It should be the driver's child. He was in charge of collecting money. I gave the money for a meeting. 2 boys got in the car. The driver just started the car. It took about 5 minutes. The boy in the passenger seat turned his head and asked, "Does anyone want a Coke?" The 2 boys in front of me nodded. I took a sip of each bottle. Then he handed me the bottle and asked me if I wanted a drink. I was really thirsty at the time. I just took a sip of it. Not long after, I started to feel dizzy and sleepy. And the 2 boys in front of me had completely fainted. Then I couldn't hold on. I fell to the back seat. I heard 2 voices communicating. I tried hard not to pass out. I saw the car passed by a big billboard. It looked like a farm sign. After that, I couldn't hold on. I finally passed out. When I woke up again, I found myself in a big shed like a barn. The 2 boys were lying next to me. Did we get kidnapped by the people? At this moment, I still feel a little dizzy. In order to survive, I forced myself to stand up and look for a chance to escape. I want to wake up the 2 boys, but no matter how I shake, they don't seem to wake up at all. I want to carry them up, but at this moment, I'm all soft. I can't get up. I can't carry it at all. At this moment, I heard something outside. I took a look through the gap. I saw 3 people approaching here. I was panicking and kept looking around. I wanted to find a place to go out. I finally saw a curtain on the other side of the shed. It was covered by the wind. I didn't dare to doubt it. I immediately dug out of that place. It was pitch black outside, and under the influence of drugs, I was blurred in sight. It's hard to see, but I still found a gate at the fastest speed. I ran out. Someone was chasing me behind me. I warned him loudly, but even though I was afraid, I knew I couldn't stop. I had to keep running. I finally ran home. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. My wife was waiting for me. When she saw me coming back, she hugged me right away. I passed out again. I slept almost all day and night. When I woke up again, I finally had a chance to explain to my wife what happened the night before. I suddenly thought the 2 boys were still there. I quickly contacted the police. According to my previous vague memory, I told the police the signpost of the farm. About 2 weeks later, the police reported the results of the investigation. They found 2 bodies of boys in the nearby lake. All internal organs in the body were missing. After knowing this, I was in great fear for a long time, because if I didn't escape by chance, the body in the lake might be me. Hello everyone. It's me again, your old friend. That ordinary taxi driver is ridiculous. Recently, I have always encountered strange things. My work diary is about to become a horror novel. This time I met a drunk man. You should know that taxi drivers are usually reluctant to pick up those drunk passengers. Once they vomit in the car, we have to spend a lot of energy to clean it up. And the smell can't go away for a long time. Friends who have heard the previous story should remember that my last car was destroyed by those red-eyed monkeys. I can't fix it. Some time ago, I was also considering whether to change my job. But after thinking about it, I finally decided to continue driving a taxi. First, I don't know any other skills. Second, I really like this job. I'm not afraid of your jokes. I always feel that I was born to drive a taxi. For this reason, I borrowed money from my friends and bought a new car. And now I have to double it. No, it should be a 3-fold hard work. I have to pay off my debts and make money to raise my wife and children. So I don't dare to pick up fat and lose weight. I will pick up even the drunkest passengers. And sometimes they give me a lot of tips. Gradually, my life began to stabilize. But I don't know if God wants to play with me. The terrible thing happened to me again. That day, I didn't get a few orders of business for a day. I was very depressed. At about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I parked my car on the side of the road and waited for a long time. I didn't receive any information about the car, so I decided to just call it a day and go home. Then I got in the car and drove home. Suddenly, a young man rushed to the front of my car. He scared me. I stepped on the brake. Fortunately, I didn't hit it. Idiot. That's not how you hit a car. I was very confused. I was still in shock. The man had gone from the front of the car to the side of the car. He was crazy to pull the door handle of the back seat. He wanted to get in the car. I turned around and looked at him. He was a drunk again. I could only say to myself in a low voice that I was really unlucky. I opened the door lock of the back seat. He got in the car and kept bowing his head. He was panting and panting. I asked him several times where he was going. He didn't answer me. He just sat there with his head down. I was thinking, how much did you drink? When I was about to ask him in a loud voice, he suddenly had a wind-like body twitch. He rushed up and attacked me. I didn't pay attention to this sudden situation at all. He bit my neck. I hurriedly picked up the iron stick I put under the seat to defend myself. I hit his head with a strong blow. When he was in pain, I immediately opened the door. I rushed to the road and screamed for help. The guy was angrier after I hit his head. He also rushed out and started chasing me. Although he looked like a dead man, but he was in a hurry. I was afraid and kept looking back, but I was accidentally knocked down by a stone. He was about to catch up with me. He gritted his teeth and spoke horribly. He was only 3 steps away from me. He opened his mouth wide and twisted his mouth. He showed his disgusting teeth. He jumped at me. He jumped so high. The only thing I could do was to close my eyes and pray. But at that moment, I heard a loud noise. An emergency car just hit him. The female driver got off the car in a panic. I stood up slowly and walked into the observation with the woman. The man seemed to have stopped breathing. The woman was even more panicked. She was crying. She thought she had hit someone to death. I smelled the smell of alcohol on her. It seemed to be a drunk. However, I was trying to explain to the woman that he was not a normal human being. The crazy corpse suddenly jumped up again. He looked at us with his scary red eyes. At that moment, I could only run without looking back. I don't know how long I ran. I heard a woman scream behind me. I looked back and found out. Oh my God. I was running with a broken arm. I almost fainted. I don't know when that woman was taken away by the corpse. I pulled her. It's just that the woman's arm was broken. The woman's arm was not far away. I saw the man who had become a corpse biting the woman's body at that moment. I was scared to death. I couldn't save the woman. I could only run without looking back. When I got to the main road, I turned around to ask for help. The driver on the road stopped and asked me what happened. They thought I was robbed. I took a few people back to the scene, but the corpse man was gone. The woman's body disappeared without a trace. I don't know if she was eaten or taken away. There was only a piece of white cloth left at the scene. It should be a piece of a woman's clothes. After that, I told the police, but now the police haven't found anything. I think it was the corpse man who took advantage of the night to take the woman's body to an unknown forest. He is likely to reappear somewhere to look for new prey. When you meet a driver named Wendy on the bus, please don't be afraid of her. Wendy likes to play tricks. Don't try to get off the bus because no matter where you go, Wendy can always find you. Maybe before you get on the bus, you feel strange because the driver's information does not show any photos. But since you are already on the bus, please follow the rules on the note. 1. When you are assigned to Wendy, don't try to escape, because no matter where you are, she will always find you. In order to punish your willfulness, she may take you to another place. Trust me, you will never want to see what kind of place that is. 2. Wendy usually drives a black sedan. There is no fixed number on the back of the license plate. The whole car window is covered with black paint. Don't be surprised, this is normal. 3. Maybe you have noticed there is a passenger next to Wendy who is driving with you. Usually it will be a female passenger. She looks like she is sleeping with her eyes closed. You need to pretend nothing happened and then say hello to this passenger. Hello, nice to meet you. 4. During the trip, Wendy may turn around and look at you. At this moment, you must look her in the eyes. Do not interrupt eye contact. She may ask you if you want to drink something. Please do not refuse Wendy's kindness. 1. There is a box under the back seat of the car. It is full of various delicious drinks. Take a bottle and drink it. Although the taste is a bit strange, but don't worry, it is very safe. After this, you must thank Wendy and praise the drinks she makes. 5. You may sometimes smell a strange smell of animals in the car. Don't worry, Wendy likes to help stray animals. She has tried her best to use perfume to cover the smell of the car. Please don't show any discomfort because Wendy may get angry. You don't want to see how angry Wendy is. 6. During the whole process, don't cough, sneeze, or answer the phone. Unless Wendy talks to you, you can't say a word in the car. 7. If Wendy's car deviates from its destination and enters an old brick road you have never seen before, don't worry, Wendy is taking you home. 8. Don't tell anyone about your journey with Wendy, including your friends and family. This is really important. They don't help you at all right now. If you really told them all this, then Wendy would always have a way to find them. You don't want them to go through the same thing as you, do you? 9. The car may eventually stop at a shop. Wendy will work there at night. She may go there to prepare some ingredients. All you have to do is wait in the car. Trust me, as long as you follow these rules, you will definitely get home safely. Have a nice trip. Love you, Wendy.